Good to have you join us on News Across Nigeria. I'm Olumide Macaulay. On today's program, administrators from Nigeria's universities meet to find lasting solutions to challenges facing the education sector. The Anambra State government targets food sufficiency and agricultural development as Governor Willie Obiano inspects a 3,000-hectare rice farm. And in the southwest, residents of Ekiti asked Labour and government to reach compromise to end the workers' strike. Thank you so much for joining us. Vice-Chancellors of the Nigeria federal, state and private universities are meeting at the University of Jos, the Plateau State capital, to find possible solutions to the challenges facing universities in the country. The Vice-Chancellor and Principal of Witwatersrand University, Johannesburg, South Africa, Professor Adam Habib, says that underfunding of tertiary institutions across the African continent is a major obstacle to development. Nigerian Vice-Chancellors under the aegis of the Association of Vice-Chancellors of Nigerian Universities are gathering at the University of Jos, Plateau State, in north-central Nigeria for the 31st Annual Conference with the theme Quality Assurance and Global Competitiveness, a Challenge for Nigerian Universities. Addressing the Vice-Chancellors in his keynote paper, Professor Adam Habib identified underfunding of universities as the bane of development in higher institutions.
One of the biggest challenges on the African continent is effectively the underfunding of higher education. And I've said that effectively, if we continue to underfund higher education, the higher education system will never have the capacity to effectively address structural poverty and inequality in our society. And I think that we need to start figuring out plan B's, other mechanisms to start funding higher education.
In preferring solutions to the challenge of funding, the Professor of Political Science suggested that the Vice-Chancellors should consider the option of approaching the banks towards an educational fund system that will create opportunities for students to have access to quality education. The Plateau State Governor, Simon Lalong, challenged the Vice-Chancellors to use the conference in finding solutions to the challenges of tertiary institutions, especially frequent industrial actions that is prevalent at the university.
It is worthy of note that as a nation that seeks to be globally competitive in higher education, the issues of quality assurance must not only be taken seriously, but implemented at all costs. As good policies and laws are, we must continue to make sacrifices to nation to move forward. Over the years, industrial unrest in the universities have slowed the pace of progress in our educational development.
There is the undercurrent that there should be concerted efforts in preferring solutions to issues of funding, quality infrastructure, as well as curtailing the frequent industrial actions at the tertiary institutions in order to produce quality graduates that will contribute meaningfully to the development of the society. To the northwest, the Kano State Police Command has arrested 32 suspected kidnappers and rescued 21 victims in different operations across the state capital. The Commissioner of Police, Megari Diko, says that various weapons and other items were recovered in the course of that operation.
The ringleader, Mohammed Buba, you will see him, you will see them, that they are all there. Alias Kogi, who has been in the wanted list of kidnapping kingpins. He was pursued into the bush while exchanging fire with the police and was gunned down following the spiritual firepower of the police. One Maharaja Hamisu of the Ara village was arrested by the same anti-kidnapping squad while conveying large quantity of food items such as rice, beans, and groundnut cake into the Falgore forest from Sabak Aura Market in Dogo local government area. He confessed that he was taking these foods, according to him, to people that sent him that he didn't know. On the spot search, 3 locally fabricated rifles, 67 live cartridges, and a Boxer motorcycle were recovered from them.
And in the South in Edo State, relatives of a bus driver who allegedly died at the hands of the police are demanding justice from the federal government and the Inspector General of Police. Brothers of the late Sunday Hime, Chidi and Austin, say they are convinced their brother was a victim of police brutality, even though the police claim he died in hospital following complaints of a headache. The spokesman of the Edo State Police Command says the incident is being investigated.
Edo State Police Command over the past year has been involved in legal battles bordering on alleged extrajudicial killings of suspects in police custody. Benson Obode's case is currently in court, and indications are that another case is looming. This sharp in Aerodrome Close, Ekenwan, Benin City, the Edo State capital, is where Sunday Iheme, a bus driver, had a scuffle with his estranged wife and destroyed some things in the caravan.
It's a normal thing. They always quarrel. If you ask anybody now, they will tell you, these people, they've started again.
She arrested him on the 6th of May over allegations of malicious damage. His brothers, however, said men of the Ebotubu Police Division in Benin City informed them that he died in the hospital on the 11th of May after being rushed there from the police cell where he was detained 2 days earlier.
When he complained of having a headache, they rushed him to the hospital. That was where he died. So when we get to the hospital, the man said that they brought him here. He was finding it difficulty to breathe, that before he could revive him, he died. He was working when they arrested him. So he wasn't at home, maybe because of sickness or whatever.
They are convinced he was brutalized by the police, leading to his death.
From the information we've gathered so far, our brother died with handcuff inside the cell, seriously beaten.
The back, the upper back, and the front, the chest, that area, there are bruises. There's a cut on his forehead.
They allege conspiracy to cover up by the State Police Command.
The DPO that was on seat when this thing happened, they transferred him immediately. It was a new DPO that we met when we got there.
The Edo State Police spokesman, however, denied the allegations, stating that investigation has commenced on the case.
His transfer came before this incident, before this report was made known to the headquarters. The Commissioner of Police has immediately ordered discreet investigation to be carried out. And the State Intelligence Investigation Departments, they are investigating. Details will be made known later.
While Sunday's wife is nowhere to be found, this neighborhood is experiencing an uneasy silence as a result of the shocking disclosure of the death of Sunday Iheme.
In the Southwest, a total of 4,035 cases of abuse were reported in the last 1 year to the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Response Team. This figure was revealed by the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice of the state, Mr. Adeniji Kazeem, in Lagos. In the year under review, the response team treated cases ranging from rape and other forms of sexual assault, including child abuse, child custody, and matrimonial issues.
Under the period of review, the team has handled in total 192 cases, 89 domestic violence cases, 62 defilement cases, 18 rape cases, 6 attempted rape, 10 child neglect, and 7 child abuse cases. Of the total 192 cases, 92 are presently being heard in court. As regards provisions of shelter for victims, the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation and Youth and Social Development, as well as strategic partner NGOs have played key roles in ensuring victims were evacuated to safer environment of shelter homes. All the victims of sexual assault received medical attention from the Mirabel Center and state hospitals, and so far, 50 of such cases were charged to court. The Office of the Public Defender, which is one of our most potent arms of this DS-Variety group, provided legal assistance to majority of 89 domestic violence/sexual assault cases for free. 30 of the cases were reported to the police, while the Directorate of Citizens' Rights facilitated an execution of a memorandum of undertaking in 4 of those cases. 8 of the cases are currently in court, and a conviction of 1-year prison sentence has been secured so far. For child abuse cases, the Ministry of Youth and Social Development investigated all of the cases, ensuring that the victims were taken into protective custody in 7 of the child-related cases.
You're watching news across Nigeria. Coming up, the Anambra State government targets food sufficiency and agriculture development as Governor Willie Obiano inspects a 3,000-hectare rice farm. Please stay with us.